The bobbing for golden apples feat requires that you guys as a group, not each player, but the group as a whole, consume 13 apples. Now the apples will fall from the trees on the east and west side of the map. You'll be transformed into a bird, and then you go straight for the apples wherever they drop, whether it's on the east side, west side, wherever. Obviously, you want to get the closest one to you. So then you go, you consume it, and then you count that as obviously a consumption. Now, if you can, try to keep a record of it, whether it's in the group chat or whatever, so you don't lose count. Obviously, if you fall short, you're not going to get the feed. If you fall over, you just did more than you needed to. Once we got around 11 apples, we started DPSing Zeus hardcore. The reason why we didn't DPS him all the way is because if you take him down to a certain point of his health, and it's around maybe 25, maybe 30, obviously he will enlarge and he will start to inflict these lightning bolt attacks all over the map. You'll see like a ball of energy in the middle, not in the middle, but you'll see a ball of energy on the floor. And of course that's a lightning attack. So we tried to prevent that so we could have minimize as many threats as possible. So that's basically the reasoning as to why we didn't DPS them sooner. So we did that, and then obviously once we got 11, then we DPS them down, and basically as you DPS them down, someone is going to get birded. So then you just go, you consume the other ones, you get 2 more, and then you're at 13, and you finish him. Worst case scenario, he's got like maybe 5% health, you're missing 1 or 2 apples, you just wait. Try to put your pets away and all that. If you have an atomic tank that's doing damage to the boss, he might want to, maybe far range tank him or something, or range tank him, something like that. So the other thing too now for you gadget controllers or you controllers in general, what we're doing here is the healers and the troller, which is me. Anytime somebody charges the pool, like I explained in my other video on how to basically the mechanics of this fight, what you're going to do is when somebody charges it, and this is why communication is also key, because you just want them to let you know not only how many apples have you consumed, and when Zeus is about to do a skull attack, if you're in range, or if you're in that cone AoE, you want to drink the soda. But if somebody charges a pool, they're going to let you know. You, of course, will watch them. And if you have that thing too where Zeus channels vexation on you, you go to the pool. Obviously, you don't need to pop a shield the first time if you have it. You go, you cleanse yourself on it, you get away. You pop your shield, which is distract, like I just did now. And then you go back and then you remove it. That damage will of course be absorbed by the shield, and some will transfer over to your health. That's all you had to do in terms of your role as a controller, helping out clear these rods. Sometimes if you roll into these rods, for some reason, whether it's rolling or whatever whatever's triggering the bug, it won't register. So if it's not clearing, or if you can't transfer the energy from you to that rod, go to the next one. And of course, if it's not clearing, tell the healer or whoever is available that you can't clean it, and they'll go over, they'll pop their shield, and more than likely they will be able to clean it for you. So basically that's it. I mean, aside from you as a controller, obviously your trinkets, your supercharges, if you have somebody helping you out with power supercharges too. I don't think I had anybody on this one, but just continue to take advantage of all those tools. If for some reason you're picking up, or you're busy doing something else and you can't give power and people are getting really low, let them know to drink a soda too, so that it buys you time to pick up or do whatever objective it is that you're doing, and then you go back into power healing. I also want to throw in a tip, and it's called scouting. Scouting is what I do when either I'm in an instance for the first time, or if we're pursuing a feed, or basically any content where I need to stop and look at people, or look at a boss, or observe something. It's just that, scouting. You just put your toon in a blocking position. So in some of my videos, even the ones in the past, you'll see my toon block, and I'm moving my camera around. If I'm moving my camera around while I'm blocking, it is because, of course, obviously I'm scouting. I'm looking for threats. I'm observing players to let them know if they should move. It's definitely helpful, especially if you want to keep track of everything that's going on, and it's easier to do as a controller because you're not essentially spamming like a healer. Also, scouting is what I do when I really need to focus on something. Obviously, everything else you could just kind of perform your role and then continue to play, but scouting is specifically reserved for like real strict observing.